From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the morning news for September 26th, 2025. Republican Ryan Walters, Oklahoma's top public schools official, who lauded President Donald Trump, pledged to put a Turning Point USA chapter in every high school to honor Charlie Kirk and end what he called wokeness in public schools, is resigning to lead a conservative educators group. Walters, age 40, said Wednesday night on Fox News that he is stepping down as state superintendent of public instruction to become the CEO of the Teacher Freedom Alliance, a nonprofit that says it assists educators in their mission to develop free, moral, and upright American citizens. "We are going to destroy the teachers' unions," Walters said on Fox. "We have seen the teachers' unions use money and power to corrupt our schools, to undermine our schools." Walters has leaned into culture war politics and sought to infuse religion into classroom instruction, including a mandate that public school teachers incorporate the Bible into lesson plans for children in grades 5 through 12. In other news, U.S. fighter jets scrambled to identify and intercept 4 Russian warplanes flying near Alaska, the North American Aerospace Defense Command said Thursday. It's the third time in about a month and the 9th time this year NORAD has reported such an incident involving Russian aircraft flying near Alaska. This latest incident happened Wednesday. NORAD said in a statement issued early Thursday that it detected and tracked 2 Tu-95s and 2 Su-35s operating in the Alaskan Air Defense Identification Zone. 9 U.S. aircraft, an E-3 Sentry Command and Control aircraft, and 4 F-16s and 4 KC-135 tankers scrambled to positively identify and intercept the Russian jets, NORAD said. The Russian aircraft remained in international airspace and did not enter American or Canadian sovereign airspace, it said. Such Russian activity near Alaska occurs regularly and is not seen as a threat, it added in its statement. Ahead of a new Supreme Court term with a major 90-year-old ruling on the chopping block, Justice Clarence Thomas, also known as Justice Uncle Ruckus, is defending his willingness to overturn earlier rulings when they don't make any sense, in his words. The 77-year-old Thomas, a staunch conservative and the longest serving of the justices, has also been the most willing to reconsider high court precedents. He had called for overturning Roe v. Wade for decades before the court's 2022 decision ending the right to abortion. By the way, he has also called for overturning the Obergefell v. Hodges decision, which legalized marriage equality in all 50 states. In December, the court will hear arguments over Trump's firings of leaders of independent federal agencies. The justices will consider jettisoning the 1935 case known as Humphrey's Executor, which had protected those officials from being dismissed without cause. "It doesn't mean you overrule everything," Thomas said Thursday during a Catholic University Law School event, "but you don't want it to be some talismanic thing where you turn off your brain and don't rethink things." Speaking of Donald Trump, he's named 2 top Democratic donors as he has alleged, without evidence, a vast conspiracy to finance violent protests against the government. Trump's executive order signed Thursday put the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force in the lead and said the effort would span agencies across the administration, including the Treasury, to identify and disrupt financial networks that fund domestic terrorism and political violence. The pursuit of what the president said were the funders of agitators and anarchists is the latest instance of Trump using the power of his office to pursue his political rivals. When pressed by a reporter to name any possible targets, he suggested 2 of the Democratic Party's top donors, billionaires George Soros and Reid Hoffman. And just when you thought tariffs weren't coming for you, Trump says he will put an import tax of 50% on kitchen cabinets, 30% on upholstered furniture, and 25% on imported heavy trucks. At the same time, Trump also says he will put a 100% import tax on pharmaceutical drugs unless their manufacturers are building in the United States. That's the news at this hour. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.